This is kind of nice. No snow again. Guess that's how it goes, right? Sometimes, even in the land of the ice and snow, we get reprieve. We find spring, even if it's temporary. Now, of course, the spring isn't quite here technically, but on days like today, you can be fooled, especially with the sounds of birds, the running water, and the bare ground. It's pretty nice. A quick visual descriptor. I have glasses, long brown hair, a black coat and hood, a blue overcoat, coffee mug in hand. Right behind me, I have a bench, some trees, large stone wall. It's a beautiful day here. The river isn't too far away, but due to lighting, we're here, as opposed to facing the river. But it's still really nice. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day wonderful. You deserve a great day. So grab your cuppa. Mm, that's pretty good. Get yourself into your groove, no matter what time of day it is for you. Just go ahead, find that groove, get moving. There's always so much for us to do. But today I'd like to talk about imagination. Imagination is something that many of us are overloaded with when we're young. For those of us who are lucky, we maintain that imagination as we get older. But there, of course, is a bit of a stigma for being too imaginative, for extending yourself and reaching in ways that don't quite align with, I guess, what should be an adult life. But that imagination really can only benefit a large amount of our adult life, especially if we are creative people, and especially if we are creators. We need our imagination. Now, a quick good morning out to Twitch, and of course, uh, I'm coming to you right now through Restream, an amazing software, absolutely wonderful. It allows me to broadcast out. So currently, I'm on Twitch and YouTube and LinkedIn and Twitter. So, hello, everyone, all of you out there. If you consider live streaming, do consider using something like Restream so that you can get the most out of your creative flow. Our imagination is unbelievably powerful. And when I say unbelievably powerful, what I really mean is unbelievably powerful. The ability to think about things in ways that potentially might not be how they are can really open doors. Whether you're someone like an engineer or a mathematician or a writer or a painter, a filmmaker, a storyteller, no matter what you do, your imagination can open doors. You can see the possibilities of things that perhaps people didn't see in that way before. It's truly wonderful, and it's kind of a magic quality of life. Now, again, as we get older, there is a bit of a inclination to put aside our imagination. The world is logical and reasonable. There's rationality, a set way things are done. Okay. You can have both powerful imagination as well as be a very rational person. One does not exclude the other. But there are definitely some things about creativity and imagination that you should grab a hold of in your adult life, in your career, in your goals. Now, if you're a creator of any sort, writer, a video maker, a musician, painter, this imagination is going to give you the possibility to do new things. So let me just make some suggestions for potentially getting back in touch with your inner imaginative world. And the first one is really quite simple. It's ask questions. Why questions are wonderful ones. Someone tells you, this is how this works. Why? Why does it work that way? I know this doesn't seem exceptionally imaginative, it's more investigative, but investigation and imagination, they're kind of hand in hand. Some of the interesting explanations we can come up with when we don't know how things work, well, that's our imagination running wild. Quite wonderful. So if someone says, well, the sky is blue, why is it blue? Can I come up with other reasons it's blue? Why can't it be something other than blue? When you watch movies, when you see TV shows, when you read science fiction or fantasy novels, when you look at beautiful paintings, the sky is not always blue. It can be in great bands of yellows and pinks and reds. It can show to us as soulful greens, midnight blacks. Now, granted, we see all of these things, but we see them through a filtered lens, and that's the lens of knowing, well, the sky is blue. The horizon might shine extra colors because of light, and clouds can diffuse that light, and on a rainy day, the sky can look gray, even though it's not really gray, and all these other things. But why does it have to be that way? Why does it have to be so clear cut? When I take my paintbrush and I paint the sky, well, there might be blue in there, but oftentimes I don't start with blue. I'll start with yellows. I'll start with wonderful beige or warm reds. And blue might be added later, but you don't have to start there. Asking why, asking questions about things, allows us to learn more about how they actually work, but it also allows us to unchain ourselves from this is the only way it can be. If you are an English reader, you read the English language, you know that text goes from one side of the page to the other. But of course, if you read in another language, it goes the other way, and the back of the book would become the front. So why do things have to go in a specific way, direction, order? Do we have to go left to right? Is right to left the only other option? Can we go from top to bottom? Of course we can. This is one of those wonderful times where asking and learning and growing is going to help your imaginative quality, because seeing how other people do things or how other things can be opens that window to see a wider world. And of course, beyond just asking questions, another one is pretend play. Now, this is what a lot of us did as kids. You'd play cops and robbers or something on the street. You'd get your Nerf toys, and you could do so many different things with very little equipment or understanding of how the universe works. You could put on a hooded sweatshirt and you're now an astronaut simply because you have a hood. That's your helmet. And you could inhabit that space. Play of this sort is still very, very useful and very enriching for our adult lives because we can do it all in our mind. We can act it out. In truth, when you create a film, um, not just the film, but the actors in it, they're all engaging in a form of pretend play. And it can be quite moving and beautiful. You become invested in that pretend play. Music videos can be the same sometimes. And in the mind of an author, when we create our worlds and our stories, some of us, or at least I know I do, I engage in a sort of play of the mind. I create the characters. I can see them. I can move them around. I can have them talk. I can hear their voices. I build the world around them. Sometimes I build the world and I place my characters within it. I imagine what it would be like to be them. What does it feel like to live their lives? What does it feel like to be who they are? These are just a couple of really good ways to reattach yourself to that kind of inner childlike wonder and joy. Something you definitely shouldn't lose. Now, hopefully I point to this right so you can see it. Um, Back here on this wall, I've come here many times before. There's this wonderful graffiti area. Unfortunately, the graffiti now has faded, and it's unfortunate, but this graffiti here has been here for a couple of years, and it's finally starting to fade and break down. It's a wonderful thing to have right behind me, though, even this bench, because I can imagine the people who've been here before. I can ask myself, who made that graffiti? Why did they do it? What does it mean? You create scenarios. I can build a narrative. And because we're so close to the river and so close to the trails, and then there's this wonderful table here, these wonderful benches everywhere, I can just imagine people who walked through here, sat down, the lives they've lived. I remember a very long time ago when this fence wasn't here, at least not in the way it is now. I can remember when the trail down there wasn't quite as well put together as it is now. I remember the difficulty of crawling, scrambling along, climbing over rocks, swimming through the river in the shallow parts where the water doesn't move quite so fast to get to the little islands in the center. I remember playing there too, even as a teenager, and when I got a little older. It was a lot of fun to be had, a lot of good times. It's something I don't ever want to lose. The feeling of being in the moment, of allowing your mind to create the story. Now, as always, I would like to say get yourself an extra cuppa. You deserve one. You've done a lot lately. I know that you've been absolutely busy, absolutely amazing. There's that possum again. Yeah, there's that possum again. Oh, saw it a couple of weeks ago. For all the hard work you've done, for everything that you're accomplishing, you deserve an extra cup of coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Have yourself a drink. Get an extra cuppa. Get an extra cuppa. Enjoy yourself. Before I get going today, I'd just like to talk to you for a minute about one of my news stories, 30 Days in the Apocalypse with Dr. Ciencio Magnifico. There's going to be a link somewhere nearby. Now, 30 Days in the Apocalypse is a wonderful sci-fi post-apocalyptic comedy focusing on the concept of internet celebrities in a post-apocalyptic world. The main characters you meet right in the beginning are Bam and Kitty Ram. And Bam is a social media manager, and Kitty is actually the titular internet personality. She live streams and posts and makes interesting posts and pictures and whatnot. And the dynamic is interesting. The conversations are fun, all framed within a world which is a bit of a chaotic mess. But the characters are people. They have inner thoughts and motives. I highly recommend you check out 30 Days in the Apocalypse with Dr. Ciencio Magnifico. Please share it on social media. And if you read it, make sure to give a little thumbs up for each of the stories and each of the episodes and leave a review. Now, it's available on Kindle Vella. Kindle Vella is a really new platform through Amazon, allowing writers to release their stories in episodes, most of which are between 600 and 5,000 words. So it's wonderful little mini chapters. Now, on Kindle Vella, every story that's out there available through Kindle Vella, you can read the first 3 episodes free. After that, you have to spend an in-app token to buy additional episodes. And 30 Days in the Apocalypse is currently on episode 4, but if you like the first 3, you can consider reading on. If nothing else, leave a review, leave some likes, and support an indie author. But I'm going to say goodbye to you all because it is that time. Be excellent. Thank you for being here. Grab your cuppa. Yum. That's good coffee. Take care. Be excellent. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody.